Hey y'all, it is my second video journal / journey of 2020, and I have a goofball behind me who wants to be in this video. So say hi so you can move on about your business.
What's up, y'all?
That's Kai. But anyway, I have something serious I want to talk about, so he could go sit down now. We are going to be talking about setting boundaries today. And I know I'm still behind, but I have to be very honest with y'all. This weather gets to me. I cannot halfway function. I have to make myself be normal in this weather because I don't like the cold. So anyway, I'm finally here, and I just want to talk about setting boundaries and what that means. So some of us get into this spiritual world and we become zen and we have this go with the flow mentality, which is great. That's where we want to be. But people around us who aren't understanding the reasoning behind that change in us, if we haven't always been that way, tend to kind of look at that as, you hear the saying, taking my kindness for a weakness. And so they can try to take advantage of you. And so no matter how zen you are, no matter how much you're just gonna go with the flow or not let things bother you, you still have to set boundaries for yourself because otherwise people will make a habit of trying to take advantage of that being your nature. So I'll give you an example. When I say setting boundaries, you have to decide what things you are going to always say no to. When someone tries to ask you for something, you have to already know in advance that if someone approaches you about this particular thing, you're going to put your foot down and the answer is no. So I'll give you an example. Like for me, a definite no for me is I will not take work home with me at all. I will not take on a job that requires me to have to take home work with me because I just will not do it. My motto is my home is a place of peace and rest. And so I leave work at work. Home is where I come back, and that's my solace. So that is a boundary for me. So, or any of my personal things, like if I have personal items and I have someone at my job trying to ask me to use my personal items to do work related activities, such as my cell phone that I pay for with my money, is for my personal use. It's not for work related activities. Okay. So that's a boundary for me. I'm not bringing home a laptop or a tablet to do any work related activities after hours. If I'm not getting paid for it, it stays at work. Okay, so that's one of my boundaries. It's an automatic no for me. It will not happen. There's all kinds of boundaries that we need to set for ourselves. A lot of us fall into the category of finding it difficult to tell people no, especially like our relatives or friends. They come to us, they need something, and we have a hard time telling them no. Even if we have other things that we've had planned, maybe some self-care activities that we had planned, and then someone comes and asks us, can you do this for me? And really in your head, you're like, man, I had something special planned for myself. I don't want to do that. And then you do it anyway. No, create boundaries. Put yourself as a priority. And when you feel in your heart that you don't want to do something, then you have to say no. And guess what? They'll get over it. They're not going to die without you doing it. They'll find someone else to do it, or they will do it themselves. So let your no mean no. If you are a Bible reader, that was one of my favorite scriptures back when I was all involved in that. And not to say that the Bible is not relevant even to those who are spiritual in nature and not religious. But that was one of my favorite scriptures, was let your no mean no and your yes mean yes. So if you tell someone you're going to do something, stay committed to doing it. But if you say no, then do not waver. Now, don't get me wrong. If you tell someone yes and the time comes you're supposed to do something and you get a bad vibe and you change your mind, then follow that vibe, because the universe uses that to protect you. There could be something that came up, something, maybe you plan to go to a particular location and that day comes and you're supposed to go and you're just feeling like, I just really don't want to go. You just have some kind of weird feeling about it. Then do not go, because it's quite possible something is going to be happening over there and the universe is putting that in you, in your intuition, to tell you not to go as a means of protection. So follow that. But for the most part, if you say yes to something and there's no valid reason, you don't get a weird feeling, you just wake up one day and don't feel like doing it just because, that's not really fair to the other people who have made plans and arrangements to do things with you. So keep that in mind too. We want to be kind to the people in our lives, okay? But don't be a people pleaser. Set your boundaries. And with that being said, I'm sending out love, light, and healing energy. Ask that you pass it on. And until next time.